Okay, we're live.
Hey,
Yo.
welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast, Paul.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Another week, another podcast.
Another week, another podcast. Yep. Without
Hey, speaking of your
yeah.
shirt, you're about the Chewbacca actor.
Yeah, that was like just today or maybe yesterday, right? My days are
I
like
saw it today.
blending.
I believe it was today. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, man, too bad. End of an era.
Yeah. I passed away. I guess a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was old though.
Yeah. It gets less and less sad and more inevitable as you age. It seems like he had a pretty good life, so at least there's that.
Peter Mayhew. For those who don't know, passed away. Original Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Soon, everyone we look up to will be dead.
I mean, that's just life, I guess.
Yep.
That just
John's
happens.
not here. He's in LA still, I'm assuming. And at least that's where he was for the last week. I don't know if he's still there.
I know he was there for the Borderlands thing.
Right. Yeah.
With that being
Gameplay
over,
reveal.
he's probably going to do his other thing that he was going to do. He has like 3 things he was going to do in the next like 2 weeks. I can't remember which one
all
it is.
back-to-back stuff.
Yeah, so
no John this week. I think he's here for next week though, because we were talking about weird recording times and whatnot.
yeah, it might be a Wednesday next week. So stay tuned to Twitter, I suppose.
Yep.
That.
That's a good call. Yeah, I guess it was the Borderlands 3 gameplay reveal.
Yeah,
and
I think
he
so.
was like streaming from it. I guess they invited a whole bunch of Twitch streamers and said, "Hey, you can stream
The game.
you know, the game while you're on the show floor or whatever."
That makes sense.
Which I tuned into for like a little bit, and that was weird because there's just like all this background noise and everything, and he's like trying to read the descriptions of like the powers because he has like skill points to use.
Yeah,
so he's kind of just mumbling to himself, or he's like talking to someone off mic who's like instructing him and whatnot.
Yeah. The real con experience for people that I guess that haven't been to one and had to play like a game or try to play a game at one, I guess you could have watched it there, where it's just like a clusterfuck of noise and somebody screaming into your ear what to do or look at.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're also like hosting a stream.
Yeah, so it's way harder.
Yeah, it was just super weird.
Yeah,
it was
way harder.
Was definitely a weird thing. It was a super weird thing.
Kind of funny.
John, that's cool. I want to talk to him about that. I'm sure we'll talk about that next week.
Because
I'm sure that was a fun thing. I bet it's hot down there too. So I'm sure he is.
I'm guessing that was in LA. I don't actually know where it was held. So yeah, okay.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had people from the office down there and stuff. So
sure. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Jazz. What's been up with you?
Not a whole lot this week. I'm getting raid ready, as it were, in Division 2, so I kind of put my nose to the grindstone, and I'm almost at 500. I'm almost completely maxed out on everything in that game. I need one more piece for my set, my 6-piece set, and I have one of the best submachine guns in the game, and just an LMG that I'm using right now. So
okay, let's start the show real quick, and then we'll continue with Division 2.
Sure.
Top down perspective for May 2nd. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck. So
and please continue with the Division.
Yeah, so I've just been running a whole bunch of the daily stuff, like the daily bounties and the daily mission, to like get some gear and see if there's anything worth keeping. Spoiler alert, at a point there basically isn't anything worth keeping. It's just kind of like looking for those last pieces you need.
Are you at a point, because I'm also playing it, I just got into World Tier 4.
Sure, okay.
And there's one more after that, right? 5?
Yeah, I'm in Tier 5 at the top level.
Yeah. It kind of got to a point where it was like, well, this gun does more damage, but this one's number is higher.
Yeah. So I'm at a point where I'm trying to juggle both because I want a higher number. I don't know how it calculates drops, if it's based on the highest number you have equipped or just the highest number that you have available to you somewhere in your inventory.
I don't know. I know when it comes to like the level up like caches, like the kind of loot boxy caches,
Yeah.
those are based on your like average score of everything you have in your backpack.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So you
So
don't want to hang on to low level stuff.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm at a point where I'm looking for the highest number, obviously, because you always want that number to go up a little bit. But I'm not going to get rid of any of my armor pieces that have a 6 piece set bonus to them. That'll break, like, my synergies I have going on, because I'll get more out of, like, being able to do, like, this debuff to an enemy, plus, like, giving everybody in my party more attack power, plus this type of ammo, plus this, and, like, plus, like, 20% extra damage with this type of weapon, than if it's just like, oh, this one has 1 score number up. It's like, that's completely silly. So
Sure. I don't think I have any weapon synergies going, armor synergies at all, and I never have. Maybe
okay.
I'll just start to run into it as I'm getting fewer and fewer loot that I'm actually keeping my eyes on.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, you'll get to a point in the game where it just won't feel good killing anything without that stuff buffing each other, and like, because everything is so bullet spongy in the end game, it's ridiculous. Like, if you don't have something going on, you're useless. So, but that's kind of like the trade-off, right? Is that the number stops going up, and now you're like making a build, essentially, is the idea. So
Right. And the sad thing is you're making a build for like no game left. Like you're just grinding. There's like nothing new. I guess there's the
mhm.
raid eventually, but
Yeah.
that's gonna last you like a day.
Well, it'll probably have, I'm guessing, like, set pieces in it that you can collect, so it'll be, like, there to run regularly, or as regularly as you can, I suppose. Like, it seems like they're going a pretty standard MMO endgame route, which is grindy just in, like, its own nature. I'm for it, but I felt like a little bit behind these last 2 weeks, so I really just wanted to, like, get it done so that when the raid comes out, I could just play. And part of that is also included, I started looking for a clan on that thing to, like, join, so I'll have people to actually do the raid with, and not just, like, some random people. So, like, yeah,
I'm probably just gonna do randos.
I'm pretty deep in currently, but luckily I like how easy it is to find a clan in that game. There's literally just like a find clan button, and then it'll like say, what do you want to do? Do you want to be hardcore? Do you want to be a focused group? Do you want to just be completely casual? Do you want to do PvP or PvE stuff more so than the other? Blah, blah, blah. And then you put those all in, submit, it'll give you a list of a bunch of stuff, clans, and then you just like take a look at the ones that have like a cool name and symbol, basically, because in the end they're all the same. People are people.
Right.
So some have better people than others. So
How much Dark Zone are you doing?
I just did the amount to like unlock them, essentially.
So you're not going in there to like grind for loot.
Nah, I don't care about the Dark Zone at all.
Yeah, I haven't done really any Dark Zone either, but I want to, just to kind of get more of it, because there's another thing I avoided in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I should, because I'm at a point where it's like I don't want to replay missions, and so far I haven't
Okay.
had to.
You
So
will have to. 100%. You'll have to redo
right,
all of them multiple times.
well, yeah. So I
Yeah.
just got to World Tier 4, and I haven't had to replay a single mission, which is nice.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've replayed the same areas, but it's
Sure.
under a different, like, now there's the Black Tusk or whatever is in there, and now and robots and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just like do the exact same mission again. So I'm just kind of hoping that they'll have like, I don't know, monthly events or seasons where they'll just like put new content in, and it's like, well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna use I'll do that. So
Yep.
I'm putting the brakes on Division 2 until there's new content for the most part.
Gotcha. I'm kind of doing the same, but I just want to get to the point where when the new content comes out, I'm comfortable just jumping in for a week and just being like, I saw everything that it has to offer, and I'll jump in again when they add more stuff. Because I wasn't at that point. I was at like World Tier, I think 3 or something when we last talked. So like, I'm at a point now where I've pushed to like, oh, I'll just be able to jump in when that stuff comes out, and I'm happy with that.
Well, I have to assume that any kind of new events they do or missions they add, it's not going to be just exclusive for like, oh, you got to be 500 level. Like, I'm
I
sure they're
mean,
going to want more people to be able to play it.
to play it on challenging difficulties, which is all I care about, you will. So
I'm more just like, I want just new anything. So I'll just so it doesn't I don't want to grind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Dark Zone might be for you then. I think I'm not against the Dark Zone. I'm against going in there solo. If I had a group of people,
Sure.
I think it would be okay. So maybe like looking for this clan thing, maybe I like will look for PvE and PvP and see if I can like group up with some people to go scour the Dark Zone. Because I did like that whole like stealing from people if you're feeling a little frisky one night, or like being a vigilante is just like, oh, Raja went rogue, let's go hunt him down and kill him before he gets out. And like,
Sure.
yeah, it's cool.
Can you get like bonuses for like killing rogues? So you could just decide to hunt people and whatnot.
Yeah.
It seems cool.
Yeah, for sure. Solo, maybe not so much. And I'm kind of playing solo currently.
I agree with that.
Yeah. That's kind of the big thing I've been playing. I've been putting a lot of time into that. I started this game called Dark Devotion, which is a 2D Dark Souls-ish type game, much in the way like Sword and Sanctuary was, where not like Death's Gambit, where it has Dark Souls-y type things to it, but this is very much like the same feel and a lot of the same mechanics and stuff as a Souls game. So that's been kind of fun. Not a whole lot to talk about in that regard so far because I'm pretty early in. I'm only about 2 hours in. And yeah, it's just kind of like an indie version of that stuff because most of those are. It's like a $20 game on Steam right now, but I'm sure I'll have more to say. I guess like the main thing about it that I like is that it does this weird armor mechanic where the armor is like a second health bar, so you'll have like ticks of health, like you can get hit 3 times or whatever, and then your armor will be like, for 2 toughness armor or whatever, you'll have 2 like times you can get hit before it breaks, or like 3 or whatever. And then the way you refill that is either by pickups that repair your armor, or by just like picking up new armor completely. And I think that's kind of a neat little like mechanical way to give you more or less health basically when you go into certain fights, because like the armor that doesn't give you a lot more like protection or whatever will usually give you a buff to your crit or like something like that. Miss percent is huge in this game too. There's a lot of times you can just miss with an attack if like you have a bad miss percent. So yeah, it's weird. It's a weird little thing, but if for people that like
Dark Devotion has to be the most generic video game name I can think of.
It doesn't have the word battle in it though, so there's at least that.
When you first said Dark Devotion, I immediately thought like I could have sworn he's been playing this game like every single week.
Dark Devotion?
But
no, I just started it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody who wants a 2D like Souls-like Metroidvania type game, you can probably check that one out. Dark Devotion, $20 roughly. That's all I've been really playing though.
All right, my big thing, and I've been playing this for a few weeks now, and I couldn't talk about it because of embargoes that lifted yesterday, is Valhalla on the Switch.
So this game has been out for years. Yeah. I'm wondering, what is it about the Switch version that you couldn't talk about? Because like
they just said the embargo is till May 1st, so I was like, all right, I won't talk about it till May 1st. I mean, I'm not gonna risk breaking an embargo.
I guess so. It's just weird to me because like I could have talked about this game anytime, and like,
hey, I don't make the embargoes. I'm not the one in charge. They gave me the free game. I'm not going to be like,
well, what I'm asking you is that did they give you anything saying this is the new features? Because there must be something new. Otherwise, why would there be an embargo?
So I haven't played Valhalla, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But I mean, I'll look at the email if you want to know if there's like a specific thing. Let me.
Like, yeah, I'm basically just wondering if there's a specific thing they said, like, check out our new feature or whatever. Because I'm just interested in what, like, that would be. We'll still talk about the game itself.
The embargo for Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action lifts on Wednesday, May 1st. Please refrain from posting review coverage before then.
Weird. Okay. Sure. Okay, so what do you think about Valhalla? We're talking about the Cyberpunk thing, right? First of all.
I really like Valhalla.
Yeah.
Yes. So for those who don't know, Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action
yeah.
is a visual novel that also has a bartending mini game throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, on the Switch, it is really nice. And because I'm just like the Switch, the Vita, my phone are great visual novel games.
Yeah.
or like systems for a visual novel, because you can just like chill in bed, you can be on the the train or the bus, and you
Mhm.
got it right there. So like there's been a few nights this week where I've just been like laying in bed with the lamp on, just playing this cool jazzy cyberpunk bartender game, and
Mhm.
it is perfect. So it feels great on the at home on the Switch. And also like it's also coming to PS4, or it just came out on PS4 this week. Maybe some
Oh.
more.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't want to play this on like my PC. That seems like the worst place to play a visual novel.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Where
just
you're
like
saying the
sitting at a
PC.
desk in like a desk chair, just kind of reading a book, basically. Like,
Yeah.
no thanks. Like, I'll play a visual novel literally anywhere else.
Yeah.
Ideally handheld. So this has that. The way the two mechanics work. So visual novel, obviously, it's a lot of texture reading, and you're a bartender at a bar called Valhalla,
Mhm.
and patrons will come in and they'll ask for either specific drinks, or they'll ask for like, oh, I'm looking for something kind of sour. And then you have to go through the menu and find, okay, they want this characteristic and this one. You have to kind of like, light puzzle game. You put it together like, okay, this covers everything they're looking for. It's on the rocks, it's a sour, and it's a manly drink or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it gives you the, you always have the ingredients on the side. So that's when you use the analog stick to like pour pieces of, whatever futuristic pieces they are. Like you're making mixed drinks, so you're putting all the ingredients together. Then you're either blending it, or you're mixing it, or you're putting ice in it, and then you
Mhm.
serve the drink and blah blah blah. That just
Yeah.
kind of goes on time from time. The primary is just reading, because it is more so a visual novel.
Sure.
Um, I will say the writing's been hit or miss for me. I think it touches on some pretty cool topics in like a mature way. At the other side, and I didn't know this going into it, it's self-described as uh, a a bartending game about waifus,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
So they
Yeah.
definitely, most of your clients are female, and your character will literally bring up their tits at least once for every single character.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like, wow, they're like really going out of the way to talk about boobs, aren't they? And then when I kind of looked at the Steam thing, and I was like, okay, so at least they were like obvious about this. This was
Yeah.
just a user error on my part. I did not understand that was the case they were going for. So I guess if you're going into it, know that.
Sure. Yeah.
I
There's
wouldn't
a
say
bunch
it's
of
like,
weeb trash stuff in there for sure. Like in,
yeah, I'm not saying it's
yeah.
like derogatory or any way,
No,
or it
no,
gets
no.
like explicit.
No.
But I could just see some people being like, I don't need this in my game.
Totally.
And I didn't know
Yep.
about that going into it.
Okay.
I
Sure.
don't know if it actually really even adds anything to it. Like, you could probably take that stuff out and it would have been totally fine, but that's the game they made.
Yeah.
So it's neither here nor there. Um, but I do like the story. I like where it's going. I do like the characters. They're all pretty deep and interesting. And they all got some weird stuff going on. And it's in like the year like 2070 or something. And actually, it's got to be further than that. Like everyone has nanomachines inside of them. There's robots everywhere. So it's cool cyberpunky stuff. And your character is like pretty interesting with their backstory as well. So I definitely am enjoying the game quite a bit. And one thing that's kind of nice, it's set at Christmas time, or
Mhm.
Mega Christmas, as I guess it's called in the future.
Right.
Um, so it's a game that you could definitely like play at Christmas, because it's at
Oh,
that time period setting. So like,
I
there's another game you can put on the list of like, I need a seasonal game.
I never even consider
Um,
that. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The one downside to that though is I feel like they don't really push that far enough. Like there's no kind of like Christmas imagery in any way. Um it would have been cool if some characters showed up with like a Santa hat. You can buy like a Christmas tree for your apartment, which is kind of nice.
Mhm.
But I would have liked it to kind of aesthetically look a little more seasonal, because then I could actually be like, yo, it's a Christmas game. I'm gonna get the visual, as opposed to just like knowing it's at that time. And that's the only thing they really deal with it being around Christmas time. So
Mhm.
um and either way, I'm enjoying it, and I think it's really well suited for the Switch. So if you're looking for like a visual novel, it's got some great music. um
Yeah. I remember the music being spot on for sure.
yeah, you every time you come back from either a break or you start your day, um you can change the jukebox to be whatever you want, and you set a playlist out of all their music. which is pretty nice. The one downside to that though is it means since you're choosing the music does not change to go with the narrative. So if someone's talking about something sad, the music isn't going to change. It could still be this like pulse pounding like techno beats, which that kind of throws things off sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, they get into some deep topics, and the music can sometimes be completely opposite. So that's just kind of a choice the creators made. So take it or leave it. But I will say, yeah, the music I have enjoyed it. It is pretty good.
The one thing I
And
remember wishing there was in this game when I played it was I would have really loved a bunch of voice actors doing some cool voices for some of these characters. I think would have been real dope.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it would have been good. That was really the only thing. But I really liked this
I can't
game.
think of a ton of visual novels that have voice acting because that would be so much.
Yeah.
Because the whole game is talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can't think of many of that way. Yeah, but there's no voice for anything, not even little bits or any cutscenes or anything like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's Valhalla on the Switch. I think it's coming out any day now. It must be pretty soon here. And I would definitely recommend it if you like visual novels.
Yep. It's a good one.
Then apart from that, I've been playing the two most recent Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah. So we did talk about 11, I guess, more at length than 10. Have your feelings changed about 10 at all last week?
Not so much. I finished it.
Yeah.
So I'll say I enjoyed that story.
Sure.
The whole second half of it, I think I enjoyed it more. It's kind of focusing on the combat kids.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets a little more central on like one kind of storylines going on as opposed to a whole bunch of stuff scattered around.
How did you
and then I
like
played a bit of that
Mega Shinnok or whatever the hell at the end? I remember having a bitch of a time.
I was playing the story on easy because I needed
Oh.
to get through it fast because I wanted to get to 11.
Okay.
So I'm playing 11 on normal, but I've only played like one fight of 11. All of my 11 time has been online with my buddy.
Okay.
And you know, like I said,
do you have
like I said
that
before,
problem
game
that
looks
John
way
had?
better.
Do you have to wait to play? 11?
No. Well, actually, I don't know. So he said it was like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, because I remember he said he installed it, booted it up, and had to wait like 15 minutes before he could do anything.
No, I didn't even check, and I should have because I turned it on and I just immediately went and played online for like an hour with my friend. And then I went and played some story mode.
Okay. Cool.
So I should have checked it. But I still think John misread something because like I haven't heard of that anywhere.
I tried looking it up and I couldn't find anything either.
Exactly. Like if that was a thing, people would have been talking about that.
Seems weird.
I really don't know.
Yeah. I don't think he was like lying though. Like that's what's weird about it.
No, I don't think he's lying either. I just think I think it was a case of like we haven't installed everything yet.
Oh,
so
maybe.
We're letting you play this section of the game or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, it must be.
Also, my game was installed like in the morning, and I came and played it after work. So if it wasn't an install thing, I wouldn't have seen it. But again, I didn't check. I should have. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But anyways, yeah, it looks way nicer. I can already tell that Ronda Rousey as Sonya Blade is a bad choice.
Oh, really? Okay. Her acting's really bad.
Ronda Rousey is just not an ideal human, and then her acting also seems pretty bad so far in the one little bit I've seen.
Oh, that's too bad.
But whatever. The online was doing pretty well for me and my buddy, and yeah, that game just looks real nice. Sticking with my main Sub-Zero, but Jade is a lot of fun.
Cool. Okay.
And then my friend pointed out that I just seem to be a sucker for any character with a bow staff. And I realized he's right because I like Keelik and Soul Calibur. I like Donatello in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I mean, everybody likes Donatello.
I play the bow staff characters. I don't know.
Interesting. Huh.
I like who do you play in Mortal Kombat?
In Mortal Kombat, I generally start with Scorpion because he's like kind of the same across all of them.
Sure, classic.
I like the ninja characters in general. I like Sub-Zero, and like Reptile got weird for me when he actually became like a reptile fully.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So he was a little off for me, but basically like in the classics, I just enjoyed the color swap change and the like different powers that they all had was fun. So pretty much the ninja boys.
Yeah, in 9 I got really into Smoke.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. In this one, Noob seems pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
with all his like teleporting like shadow attacks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I need a character that has like it has a way to get in close really fast. 'Cause I need one of those. If it has a projectile, that's great too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the key is like I need to be able to like close the distance quickly, and Sub-Zero always has like his ice slide,
Yeah.
and Jade has this like Johnny Cage style like force kick kind of thing going on.
How do you
And I
feel
also
about
like it
like
if they
Liu
have an
Kang?
attack where they hit like a whole bunch at once.
How do you feel about like Liu Kang? Like pretty vanilla, like
Is
kung
that
fu
the
dude.
bicycle kick guy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like the bicycle kick.
Okay, because I remember him having like kind of a gap closer with his flying kick to like get in close. That would do
Oh,
damage.
he does as well. That's true. Yes. Now I think about it. Yeah. Yeah. I will say one person who I absolutely hate, and I can't remember her name, but she's on the bottom of the list in
Okay.
the character select screen. Characters in
Kitana,
MK11.
Melina,
Nope.
one
Nope.
of them.
No.
She
Where's
so
the?
like Sonya. You said already. You like Jade. Tanya.
Is it It might be Centurion. It's a new character.
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't played this game yet.
I don't like Centurion at all. It's a new female character, as this list describes her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember seeing something about this. So what's her thing? She looks like a goddess.
Yeah, she has like she can use magic.
Okay. Cool.
What can she do? She can send like a whirlwind at you. She can like she has a lot of like lifting up rocks attacks.
Oh, weird.
I just don't care about how any of them work.
Sure.
'Cause the problem is a lot of her moves were like, oh, this will be good if they're like in the air because she throws a rock like above you, and it's like, well, why can't she just throw the rock in front of her? And I don't know. I just wasn't into her.
I saw that my boy Cabal is in this game. Is he any good in this? I played him in 3 a lot because, again, the gap closer, he was pretty fast and had like...
I don't think we either of us played as Cabal. I also couldn't really tell you if they're good versus if they're bad at this point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Those X-ray or not? What are they? Fatal blows are gross, and they're way better than the ones from X. I'll say that for sure.
They seem like... So, like, here's the thing. You need the suspension of disbelief just in general for Mortal Kombat ever. But these are real weird. Where, like, I did see one where I think it's Sonya just, like, sets up a turret and just shoves their dude's face in and they're getting shot in the face, like, a million times and then they just, like, get back up. Which is like, oh, okay.
Yep. Just a lot of blood and then a lot of, like, stuff happening. Like, a lot of, Sub-Zero making the blood coming out and then freezing the blood and then using that blood as like a spear or something.
Yeah,
lots of blood. But
bloody game.
Good game. I'm looking forward to going to that story. Going through that story, I hear the story is really good. And
do you care?
I like the story modes.
Do you care at all about this? I mean, we talked about it last week, so we don't have to harp on it. About these tower problems or whatever, where it's kind of like randomized rewards that you're getting and like it's hard to unlock the currency for it and all this stuff. Or do you not care about the customization stuff much?
I probably don't care too much.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just know myself that I'm not going to have... There's not going to be a ton of legs for this game for me because it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to play through the story, play some tower challenges, and then maybe just play against my buddy when he wants to.
Yeah.
If it was a game like, Overwatch or Apex, where I was kind of playing it consistently and then I had more of an interest in what they looked like, maybe I would.
Sure, yeah.
But also it's a little too early to say because I haven't tried going in and looking at what I want yet. So we'll see. Sure. I did get the free gift. When you started up, it should have a pop-up saying, like, we understand there's a problem with our progression at the moment. Here's an apology for right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cute, at least, I guess.
Yep. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, good game.
Cool.
Let's go on to some news.
Yeah.
Some stuff happened this week. I guess let's start off with the big one. The Sonic the Hedgehog trailer.
Oh my god.
Dropped. Have you seen this, Paul?
I did. I was actually streaming, and then people like were talking about it on Twitter. I was like, okay, let's take a look at this thing, and there's like, oh my god, I'm
Let's
just
break it
like, oh
down.
my
Let's get
god,
some reactions going. Kids
yeah,
love
yeah,
reactions.
yeah. Um,
What do you think?
I think Sonic looks weird, but not as weird, I think, as most people do. Like, I knew he was gonna look dumb, but like, it was whatever to me. I guess I didn't like see the backlash the way people are like outraged saying that they ruined Sonic. I guess I don't care that much about how he looks in this thing, just in general.
Sure. I think my general impression was this looks about as bad as I thought it would. Like, it looks exactly as bad as I thought it would. So it has met
Yeah.
expectations.
I was disappointed at Jim Carrey for a little bit until the very last scene where he was bald, and then I was like, there we go. But like, yeah, I think he carries the facial hair and the like silliness of Robotnik. Okay. But that trailer doesn't like
He
show
looks like
much
he's
of
having
him.
fun.
That trailer doesn't show much of him being like crazy Robotnik, like freaking out in like a giant machine the whole time. So we'll see. We'll see when more comes out.
Right. I mean, it seems like it's going to be an origin story for
Yeah.
Robotnik.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely like before he's like like bald, there's a quirkiness to him for sure. Like, he is not a normal
He's
dude.
weird. Yeah, he's off for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess with the whole like the way Sonic looks, we had those leaked images a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So I feel like where were the people back then? Like, how are you still this upset? Have you just been sitting here for like 2 months just being like, oh, those posters better not be real or I'm going to tweet about it?
That's the thing, is that I did like, I guess he looked exactly how I thought he would because we saw those posters. Like, it wasn't a surprise to me.
Yeah.
So whatever. I thought the rings being like the little portals that like Doctor Strange would like do up basically was hilarious. Those are good. The use of rings in that trailer are
Did
dope.
that happen? I don't even remember that.
Yeah, they're like going
the portal. That's a ring.
Yeah.
Like someone comes through a ring.
Well, they're like, I don't know if they're like time traveling necessarily, but they're definitely doing something with rings and traveling through them, which is weird.
I totally missed that part.
It's so weird. I thought
he says gotta go fast.
He does say that, yeah. There is like a little joke at the end of the trailer where some like lady's like, "Is your child in your bag or whatever?" He's like, "No."
Yeah.
Where he's like, but he says something like, "No." Well, yes, but it's not my child or whatever. I thought that was funny. It was like, okay, that's a good line.
Sure. Yeah, not bad.
That one made me laugh.
Yeah. Are you gonna see it in theaters?
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be the dumbest meme movie ever made, probably. So.
What about, yeah, I don't know. I'm so just like, I guess I should see it because it's gonna be like a train wreck. I don't want to see it, but I feel like I have to.
I'm okay with seeing it. Scene points will get me in for free, and no big deal.
Yeah, no, I miss scene points. But we had Movie Pass, so I guess that's even better.
Apparently, Movie Pass is coming back.
No,
that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, they say a lot of things. They also lie consistently.
I hope it does come back because that would be hilarious to see it happen again.
They come back with a new promotion like every month, and they're like, "No, this is the one you want." And then 3 weeks later, it turns into the exact same thing as it was before, and they're like, "We said uncapped. We meant there's no theaters, supporting this."
Huh. That's what we mean. It can't be capped if nobody's there.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I guess so the second part of this is because of the internet outcry, they're going to change the way Sonic looks.
Yeah, this one I'm wrestling with a little bit because first of all, I mean, like I just said, I don't think he needs to be changed how he looks. He looks as bad as I figured he would, and that's whatever. This sets a weird precedent where outraged fanboys can have like some say in movie development.
They get what they want. Yeah, it's kind of like the whole like Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit.
Yes.
Incident again.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking though is it's like, after like a week, no one would have cared. Like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna still be upset about the way this Sonic looks.
Honestly, after like a day, like a full 24 hours, maybe, like give it one more day. I'm sure nobody will even remember. But I don't know. It's weird. It seems like it's going to be a lot of work, probably money, and definitely time to do that.
Sure. Oh, for sure. Like they gotta re-render everything, and they gotta, obviously model it. And now they're risking the issue of like, what if it comes out worse?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they should have just kept it like, because honestly, who cares? You already. I
Right.
don't think there's anyone out there that's being like, that's not my Sonic. You don't
Well,
get my money.
the problem is there's
Instead,
a lot of
I'm gonna
people
go
say
buy
that.
the game. I'm gonna buy the best Sonic game with that $12 I was gonna spend at the theater. Like, I don't think that person exists.
Here's the thing is that I think the people complaining we're never going to see this anyway. So a lot of time, money, and effort is going to be put into changing this thing, and it's not going to change the outcome of who's going to see it.
I'll disagree with you there. I feel like if there's anyone out there that upset about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, that's the people that are gonna go see a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah, but you've seen Sonic fans on the internet before. They get upset about literally fucking everything. Like,
yeah, but they still buy the games, and because they keep making them. Like, I'm assuming those are the people buying the games.
Probably, yeah, probably.
What you should do is don't buy a ticket to this, and instead go buy a copy of Sonic Underground Season 1, where he has a punk rock band and he plays the guitar.
Right.
When does that happen in the movie? When does the Sonic Underground segment happen?
I mean, if we get everybody to tweet at them, maybe it will, because they seem to be easily swayed.
That's true. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, it's still a thing.
Yeah, weirdly enough, it's still a thing.
Gonna happen whether we want it to or not. There's a Minecraft movie still happening. Remember that?
Oh, I do. I'm ready.
Yep. All right. Bloodstained got a release date. It's coming June 25th on Switch, June 18th on everything else.
Yeah, man. Week before Mario Maker. I am stoked.
So you have 1 week to play Bloodstained before it gets shelved for good.
I have a feeling it won't take a week. Probably a couple nights.
Yep, I guess we'll see. I think that game's $40. Yeah, it is. Yep. Exciting stuff. Hopefully it's good. It's been being made forever.
Yep. I'm excited.
All right. Another kind of two-part story here. And I would say, like, arguably the next biggest news of the week is that Epic, developers of Fortnite, in case you haven't heard, has bought Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
No. I don't think anyone did.
Nope.
Came out of nowhere.
The plot thickens.
They're talking, we want to bolster them and make it bigger and badder than ever or whatever. One kind of interesting little bit of news, kind of the second part here, is that this means it will become a Epic Store exclusive in late 2019.
They actually took that back a little bit because they are muddying the image here. So what they said specifically was the PC version of Rocket League will come to the Epic Game Store in late 2019. In the meantime, it will continue to be available for purchase on Steam, and thereafter, it will continue to be supported on Steam for all existing purchasers, making it sound like obviously this is going to be exclusive. They have followed that up saying we have no information about exclusivity, and we're going to talk about that more like in the coming months, and that is weird to me because they've been grilled about this, so I think they are just trying to do some bandaging a little bit to... I don't know, it's weird. I think what happened here is they wanted this to just be the headline for now before they announce exclusivity deals. And
well, they had originally said, like, I'm reading in, because this all came from a Verge report, and it says by late 2019 we'll bring the game to Epic's PC storefront. After that, Rocket League will no longer be available on Valve's competing Steam store. So they had basically said it would be exclusive. I'm not surprised they kept up with the...
I think it will be
supporting it, because that's a good That's a good move, obviously.
Hmm.
Reminds me of when Metro was on Steam for pre-orders and
Yeah.
then became exclusive to Valve. They all to Epic. They also said, we're gonna still support the Steam version, but you just won't be
Hmm.
able to buy it there anymore. That sounds like this. That's what this is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be the same basic thing. I wonder, has Psyonix released anything about this from their side? I guess they don't have to because they're bought now, so it'd probably be against like NDAs or something.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't been looking for it.
Yeah,
But yeah, nothing came across my Twitter feed.
I don't know. There's something that doesn't sit well with me with this specifically because Rocket League was the first game to really push for like you should be able to play across all platforms with friends, and like now they're not going to be sold on a storefront. Seems weird, but I don't know. More information I'm waiting for, basically.
True. That's a good point. So it must. I'm sure they got a lot of money though. Rocket League is a big deal, but Epic has a lot of money. So good for them. All right, and confirming that it was not an April Fool's joke, Valve has officially announced the index.
Yep.
They have a whole page and everything up, valvesoftware.com/index. There's a Steam page as well if you want to look it up on Steam. This is their VR setup. Comes with special controllers, base station, little hubs, which are basically the cameras to watch you and whatnot.
Yep.
Pricing info goes, you can get the headset by itself for $500. The controllers are $280. The base stations are $150. You can get the headset and controller together for $750. You can get the headset, the controllers, and 2 base stations for $1,000. Which is quite a bit. It's definitely leaning on the high end, going up against
The Vive.
Vive. Yep. They also put out a bunch of specs. I can't really describe how these would compare to the other ones because I don't look close enough at this stuff when it comes to all the headsets.
I'm trying to see how the Vive compares. Has their price gone down, or are they still around 500? They're still at 500. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this either. I'm gonna look at the tech specs right now because I haven't actually looked at that. I mean, in theory, this is obviously gonna be some good shit like that they have in here. Let's see, audio built in, blah blah blah, tracking, Steam 2. I don't know what Steam VR says. Yeah.
These are all American prices, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious.
Seems like some proprietary stuff for the tracking system, which makes sense because it's their own shit.
And once again, it is a whatever I can't remember if it's inside out or outside in, but you need the base stations to see you. So you have to it doesn't track itself like the new Oculus. Is it the Rift S?
The
Quest? No, not the Quest. What's the new one? What's the new Oculus Rift that doesn't have cables?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but I can't remember the name. Oculus Go,
Rift X, actually.
Is it the Rift
X?
Go?
Go is one of them as well. I'm seeing both actually.
Oh, okay. Weird. I mean, so the prices seem like probably what I would have expected, frankly, from VR. Maybe a little more on the pricey side, to be honest. Now, especially.
Didn't the Vive launch at like 800?
Yeah, but the Vive is like cheaper now. That's why I thought maybe they'd be a little more competitive, but I guess they don't have to be. They're their own thing. Field of view optimized eye relief adjustments allow typical user experience 20 degrees more than the HTC Vive.
Well, are you also looking at like the old Vive? Because remember they have new ones coming out. Like I'm looking at the Vive website right now, and there's the Vive Pro, there's the Vive Cosmos, which I think that's like the big new one.
I haven't even heard of the Cosmos. Let me look at that one.
I'm not saying a price because I'm pretty sure it's just been announced. So
I see.
info to come. Not just announced. I mean, like that's the only thing that's happened is it's been announced.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I am seeing the Vive itself is 500, but that's for
The basic.
uh, it's the basic one from a few years ago. Like it's a few years old, so I would expect it to be cheaper. Especially when they have these other ones, like the Vive Pro I I'm seeing, which I don't know the difference between all these because I don't really follow this stuff.
Yeah, so the Vive Pro starter kit is 1100 American. So this is actually cheaper for probably comparable.
And then who knows what the Cosmos is, which apparently I think that's supposed to be the main flagship one.
That'll be like the $20,000 experience where you like get your eyes basically melded into another reality.
And they also have something called Vive Focus for Enterprise, which shows 2 people with headsets, one of which is in a race car.
Hell yeah.
Inside of a boardroom.
Hell yeah, man. That's where I want to do all my racing.
Yeah, I don't know what any of this is. There's some kids with them on. But it's real cheap. It's like $200. I don't know what this is. Anyway.
So it was just a mistake with the date. They probably put 04/01/2019, which is what leaked before. That's kind of funny.
Right, it was a leak. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This did release exactly on May 1st, so that's just hilarious. Yep. They screwed up a little bit. Oh well.
So there you go. All right, let's run down what all the free games are this month. Spoilers, I think it's pretty lackluster.
I haven't actually looked at most of this, so Twitch Prime.
We have
do
you know any of these games?
I do not. Actually, that's not true. I know one of them. So the Little Acre I've never heard of, Whispering Willows I've never heard of, and Majesty Collection I haven't heard of. I have heard of Stealth Bastard Deluxe, and I don't remember why. So.
Well, I've just seen that little character for years. This is an old game.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting worse in my opinion, which makes me think like they came out with like the big guns and now they're just like whatever they can get basically.
Yep.
Because they already got the people to subscribe or whatever. Moving on, PlayStation Plus is What Remains of Edith Finch, and as well as Overcooked 1, which is kind of a bummer.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Overcooked 2 is much better, and Overcooked 2 also has online support. Overcooked 1 does not.
Yeah, that seems weird.
You would think buying PlayStation Plus for the online, they would give you the online one, but I don't know. You're also getting What Remains of Edith Finch, which doesn't require PS Plus. Doesn't matter. Overcooked 1 is still a good game.
That's way more of a home run than Twitch Prime's offering. I'm going to look
save Game Pass for the end because we're going to finish off strong. Games with gold.
Okay.
A game called Marooners, which I don't know. The Golf Club 2019 featuring PGA Tour, Earth Defense Force, Insect Armageddon,
the bad one,
Comic Jumper.
So, I remember being okay with Comic Jumper.
Yeah,
that's it.
I liked Comic Jumper. That game is like 12 years old.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. What's on Pass?
And another great example of why Game Pass is the best and everything good that was coming from Gold has moved over to Game Pass. In the month of May, you are getting Wolfenstein 2, Black Desert. You're getting Wargroove.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a slam dunk right there. Lego Batman 3, The Surge, Tacoma. That's a great game. For the King, which I didn't know what For the King was. I looked it up, and that game seems pretty cool. It's like a tactics pirate game, and Surviving Mars.
Cool.
So Game Pass clearly reigns supreme in the quote unquote free games you're getting this month.
They're definitely going to do something to get rid of Gold. There's no way that stays a thing.
Well, they already combined it into Game Pass Ultimate. Now they just need to like
take the last step
it further and like lower the price a little bit.
Yep, for sure.
But yeah, Wargroove, that is what a get. Good for them.
I mean, for me, out of that list, that's the best one, but I've played all the other ones, so.
Right. Exactly. But if you hadn't, those are
those are good.
Those are some great games. I'm probably just gonna play through Wargroove again, this time in like co-op and stuff because it has that.
For sure.
Forward to that. especially now that they updated it. I still haven't gone back since they added all those quality of life improvements.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do some questions. If you want to send in questions, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. This first one comes in from VGC Kenny. I don't think I've read any of these so far. If the Sonic movie is the beginning of a Sega All-Stars cinematic universe, each of you pick one of the next movies and who would play the main or titular character.
Okay. So the next one would have to be Tails, probably.
No, I think you can pick anything, any Sega property, they're saying.
Oh, just any Sega property?
Yeah.
I still think you pick Tails, so you can buddy him up with Sonic.
Can I go back to the All-Star Racing?
Okay.
Who was the NASCAR driver? Who was in that game?
Oh my god, I'm trying to remember her name now. Danica Patrick.
Yeah, that's always weird to me that she's in there.
Uh-huh.
So give me a Danica Patrick movie, because she's clearly one of the Sega All-Stars.
She is, yeah. I'm gonna actually look up the roster for Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, just for...
Isn't Banjo-Kazooie in the 360 version of that game?
I have no idea.
I believe so.
That would be weird, I guess, for a few reasons. Okay.
I mean, like, Billy Hatcher's an easy one to go with.
Oh my god, Billy Hatcher,
and then you get Michael Cera to be Billy Hatcher. Boom.
Okay, who do you get to play Ulala from Space Channel 5?
Kristen Bell.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Sure. Okay.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna look up the roster now. All-Star Racing characters. Come on, give me a list of them. No, this is the whole game. I want with pictures.
With pictures.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you then.
Okay.
Who do you get to be Joe Musashi?
Oh my god. Does it matter, I guess? Like, because you could just put a mask on him, right?
That's up to you. I have a character picked out, but
oh, okay.
First.
I'd probably get somebody for like some big reveal at the end. I keep thinking John Cena, so I'm just gonna go with John Cena.
John Cena? Okay. I just have to remember this guy's name. Okay. And I think you're gonna understand why I picked this, especially with the mask.
Okay.
Carl Urban.
Yeah, okay. Carl Urban's pretty good.
Right. And because the mask from Dread, right? Like you never saw him in Dread.
Yeah. But he has that chin for Dread, which he wouldn't here.
He does have that chin for
He
Dread.
still has those eyes, though.
Not in Judge Dredd.
No,
you never
like,
see his eyes.
No, he would still have the eyes here, so he still has like a steely, like glare.
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to think of some like more. Is underground the right word? Picks here. I mean, okay, who do you get for Billy Hatcher?
Well, like I said, Michael Cera.
You would get Michael Cera?
Yeah. Why? I mean, why not? Is that a problem?
Yeah, I hate Michael Cera.
I like Michael Cera. Okay, here's a hard one. Who do you get for Beat? From Jet Set Radio.
Yeah. What color is his hair, first of all? Not that it really matters.
Looks like a brown,
like a red.
but it doesn't really matter.
Tom Holland.
Okay, that's a fun get. When I first saw the hair, I thought of what's the name of the actor who plays Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad?
Yep. Oh my god.
I don't know his name.
I think his name is Paul something. Like my name's in there somewhere. Jesse Pinkman actor. Aaron Paul, that's what it is.
Aaron Paul, that's right.
Yeah.
That's who I first thought when I saw like the face and the hair.
Yeah. Jet Set, bitch. It'd be pretty good.
Right?
Be pretty good.
Okay, well, there's a whole bunch. He has a second part to this question.
Okay.
And who would be the Thanos type villain that they would build up to,
Oh,
and
that's
who would
easy.
that be, and who would that person be played by?
Oh wait,
So
oh the Sega
who's the
universe
big bad from Sega?
from Sega in general. Okay. I keep thinking Sonic specifically, so let me think
Yeah,
Sega.
that's all I can really think of because a lot of these Sonic or other Sega games I haven't played a bunch of, so I don't know like the villains in them.
Mm-hmm. I
So
can't
I just
remember the name of the villain from Shadow the Hedgehog. I think he was some
from
edgy
Shadow's
boy.
game, I have no idea, and I played through that. All I could think of was like Robotnik or Shadow. I feel like it has to be Robotnik. He's the biggest one, right?
I mean, he's literally the biggest one, sure. Perfect Chaos is not a bad... Perfect Chaos is more like a dragon, though, right?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up. It's been a while. I'm not up on my Sonic lore. Black Doom? I'm gonna go with Black Doom. Just because I like how he
Someone says
looks.
Big the Cat.
Yeah, Big the Cat, for sure.
He's gonna snap his fingers and kill half of them.
Oh my god, could you
Half
imagine?
of them.
So John Candy's dead, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Canadian treasure. He would have been a great
Right.
Big the Cat.
Oh, he would have been a fantastic Big the Cat.
John
And now
Goodman,
just
though, I'm down.
John Goodman. Okay. Yeah. Candy would have been better. Now I just want to get Steve Martin in there somehow. Who can Steve Martin
Oh my
play?
god, Steve Martin. Okay. Holy shit. Oh my god, who would Steve Martin play in a Sega movie?
In a Sega movie. Now, is it live action and he's like wearing like Billy Hatcher's hat, or is he just like the voice of Tails?
Yeah, he's probably the voice of somebody, I think. I don't know who, though. Oh my god.
Can't think. All right. Anyway, let's move on. You got this next question?
Yeah, Rasterman wrote in and said since yesterday was International Jazz Day, at least according to the UN, it's a weird thing, here are a couple questions. 1. Do you like jazz? If so, which songs/artists do you listen to and or recommend? The Soft Machine is up there for me, even though I don't listen to them regularly. So do you like jazz?
I wouldn't say I dislike it, but I do not listen to jazz.
Sure. I'm kind of in the same, same thing here. I guess for me, what I like about jazz isn't necessarily like a jazz artist or band, but I like jazz compositions that like a band would do or something, like some old stuff that I probably just would have to Google the name of. This actually, the thing that specifically got me kickstarted into it in high gear, I used to listen to it in art college because I was a pretentious hipster.
Nice.
But more importantly, after the movie Whiplash came out, I was just like, oh right, jazz is dope as fuck. And I just like went on a binge for a bit, and I don't remember the name of any of it. First of all, people should check out Whiplash if you haven't, because that movie's great.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a specific guy. Like Miles Davis
You should also
is
check
like
out the Ape Out soundtrack.
the Ape Out soundtrack is very good. Yeah.
I don't even know if there's a soundtrack because it's a procedural soundtrack, so I don't know if they put out like specific tracks.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. The second question is there any video game track related to jazz that you jam to? I'm not sure if that's the correct verb formation of jamming. Lately, I've been listening quite too frequently to the Stardust Speedway Act 2 theme from Sonic Mania, though there was this other Ghost Trick tune whose name I simply forgot. So yeah, I actually played this week. It wasn't worth talking about, so I didn't bring it up because it wasn't a full game. It's like a demo for a game coming out next year or this year sometime called Backbone Prologue. It's a like film noir style detective adventure game, and it had kind of like a jazzy thing to it, and I was enjoying that. But Ape Out was great for that reason specifically.
Yeah, Ape Out's good, and I'll say the theme song of the main enemy in Ace Attorney 3
Okay.
is like the saxophone
Like a smoky
song.
sax.
It is very smoky sax.
Yeah.
And he's a prosecutor. I cannot remember his name or really anything other than that guy's awesome. And every time he like said something cool, the smoky sax would kick in. Which I don't know if that's specifically jazz just because it's a saxophone, but there's a saxophone there. So that came to mind.
Yeah, I feel like I've played some other adventure games with some good jazz in them, but I just can't remember. Maybe like a Leisure Suit Larry game or something. Seems like it would fit somehow.
Okay.
Bonus, pick any video game that doesn't have any jazz music and add some to it. Does it fit? Okay, so let's do this, I guess, piece by piece. Pick any video game that doesn't have jazz music to it and add some to it.
So I think of jazz, I think Crazy, so I think Bayonetta.
Sure, I'm pretty sure there's a jazz version of Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra in there. That, like a cover.
Okay, sure. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, that probably is already in there, frankly. I'm trying to think of... See, I feel like Mario would probably work, but I'm trying to think. Mario's been in so much, or has so much shit and different levels. Has there been
like a New Donk City kind of thing,
yeah,
right?
kind of, yeah.
I mean, there's already like a whole bunch of weird genres in Odyssey. Like I think of that like second stage or whatever with like its surf rock kind of vibe.
Totally. That's what I'm wondering if there's probably one already in there, so I'm not going to count that. Sonic Games obviously have done this. He states one of them particularly. Maybe like a horror game of some sort. Okay, let's say Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the game that got PewDiePie famous, that everybody was afraid of years and years ago.
You don't think that would like ruin the horror game if there was just jazz music playing?
I don't know, maybe. I'm gonna say that's the game I'm putting jazz music into.
Okay.
So the next question is, does it fit? It absolutely could, but probably not.
Mine fits. Apparently it's already in there and I just forgot.
Has that been confirmed? I don't actually remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
If so, would you like to see a sequel which had this as one of the add-ons? I don't care. If it fits, like you should do a sequel of it.
What I want the sequel with the jazz?
Yeah.
No, I don't really listen to jazz.
Okay, fair enough. And in case it doesn't, what parts of it could be ruined or worsened with this change? I mean, for mine, it's a horror game, so the parts that could be like bettered by it for sure is just like the weird, just like uneasy feeling of like a non-standard music progression as like something's happening. It could definitely work there, but it could ruin all the tension otherwise, maybe, which is a problem. So I think that's how it would ruin it, or could ruin it.
I don't know why this popped into my head, but now I'm just thinking of every scene from The Quiet Man when you're in the club.
Okay. Yeah. How would it ruin it?
It's not even like a jazz club.
Yeah.
There's no music in that game. But I don't know. That just popped into my head because you started talking about horror. The game's also not a horror game. It's just a bad game trying to be a lot of things.
It's just horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's it. If you want to send in questions for next week, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. What's your game of the week?
I'll give it to Division 2 again. That's fine.
And I'm going to give mine to Valhalla.
Nice.
If you haven't listened to our... what did we do last week? What was the Patreon game last week?
Oh, Baba Is You.
If you haven't listened to our Baba Is You episode, it is live now, so go over to the Patreon and check that out, because that was a cool thing to talk about for sure. Once again, I think John will be here next week, so get excited for that. Some tales from Borderlands 3 and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you again.
Bye.
Bye.